I'm 24 and I've never been in a relationship. And I actually see it as a blessing. So if you feel insecure about it, if you feel something's wrong with you or you're behind, this is the reframe you didn't know you need. And towards the end of this video, you will know why this is actually a flex. You've been lied to, girl. It is a flex. Hi, I'm Anna and welcome to my love diary. My reflections on love and dating as a young lady with an old school heart becoming a wife in the 21st century. So I came across two different kinds of perspectives on this topic. I've seen women either being sad and insecure that I've never had a boyfriend, or they appeared very confident saying, screw men, who needs relationships, who needs marriage, who needs kids, I'm better off being single. And I love it for them if this is what they desire. I just still desire to be in a union. I desire this romantic fairy tale, but actually very real union with a man. And because I want that, I think it's actually a blessing that I've never been in a relationship. Before I dive deeper into all the blessings that I see in it, I want to give you a quick recap on how my love story has went so far. It will be very quick because not a lot happened. There was definitely a time where I wanted to be in a relationship, but throughout my whole high school years and college years, all the guys I liked, they never pursued me for long. There was something pulling us towards each other, and I could tell they like me. And I started to like them too. I thought, okay, maybe he's the one. Maybe that's what everyone's talking about. But it never went anywhere, and I was very sad about it. You know, all my friends, they talked about a guy they like. And a couple weeks later, or even months later, they were in a relationship. And whenever I talked about a guy I like, 2 months later, yeah, it was already over. But there was actually nothing. It was so cray. I now call it a something because I don't even know what to call it. And that went on like the same cycle for years and years and years until 3 years ago I was able to break that spell, as I like to call it. And I have a whole episode around this, so if you're curious about some things and how I broke free from that cycle, I will link that above for you, and I guess in the box too. How's it called? I don't know, I'm new to YouTube. I don't know. However, that was my love story in a nutshell. So many years of suffering in just a few minutes. That's interesting. But yeah, how has that been serving me? How is this serving you? Number one, prioritizing passions. As you can tell, I had a lot of time. I never went clubbing, even though I wanted to, but same story. And I did not have a boyfriend. So I had a lot of time outside of school. A part of that time and energy I invested in learning for school, and I always got pretty good grades. I'm this kind of girl. Now you know. Yes. And I put the other part of my energy and time into passions. And I had a lot of time to develop passions. What did I do? I started to learn the piano. I've been learning how to play the guitar. I'm singing. I was curious about nutrition, so I learned a lot about what foods work well together in the stomach, in the digestive system. I learned when it's better to drink water, when not. I developed a very nourishing morning routine and nighttime routine for myself. I started to dance, a little bit of modern. then some ballet and contemporary. Now I'm doing ballroom dancing, Latin, if you know, cha-cha-cha and rumba, all those fun things. What else did I learn? Oh yeah, for a couple of years, I actually lost my period. And because of that, I actually read a lot of books about matriarchy and how the blood was very sacred back then. So I started to work on my beliefs around being a woman and having this body and those cycles. I learned about affirmations and Louise Hay. I healed a couple of diseases I had through this, and so on and so forth. So to put that into a nutshell, it's learning. And actually, I'm very happy about this because I did not waste any time on boys that weren't emotional mature, that couldn't handle me. And I believe high school boys are just not in the season to give me the things that I actually desire. I didn't know that back then, but now I do. So how can you use that time that you've been given for something that's really dear to you? What are you interested in? And it doesn't have to go together. Whatever is pulling you, whatever is calling you, just do that, because you have so much freedom and you don't need to engage in any trauma. I mean, that's a blessing, don't you think so? And that actually brings me to point number 2. No heartbreak. I've never had heartbreak. Not really. I did cry about boys that I never really kissed. But I can only imagine how it feels like to be that close with someone and then you let go of each other, or they hurted you, they cheated on you, whatever happened, and then you go through the season of heartbreak, and then you open yourself up again for a new love. This is just mind-blowing for me. Like, I have so much respect for people who go through this, and still I'm a little glad that I've never went through this, because I have no relationship trauma. Not really. I mean, we all have something from childhood and from our parents. I'm sure I have things going on beneath, definitely. But I don't have any actual trauma. I think this is also giving me the chance to be as open, and I really think good about men. I love men. I think men are so generous, and I've always seen men protecting me, helping me, even when they didn't make a move on me and they didn't pursue me. I still believe they did that subconsciously to protect me. And they've been really serving me with not asking me out. I really needed this time for myself, and I'm happy that I don't need to heal from the insecurities. I don't know if I would actually have been that heartbroken just because they broke up with me or I broke up with them. I'm just the kind of person, I have a lot of thoughts. And my younger self, I would have overthink it all the time and thought it's my fault. When sometimes it's really just this season of life, or you weren't a match anyways. So congratulations, you don't have to heal from relationship trauma. Just like me. Really keep that in mind. That's a good thing. Point number 3, you have never failed before. Let that sink in. You have never ever failed before in a relationship. And I know that can sound a little hard, but other people, as I said with the whole heartbreak thing, they now have a record of failed relationships. So they put in a lot, but they failed in a way. Yes, I still believe, every relationship is teaching us lessons, but now we're talking about you, and you've never been in a relationship, so it doesn't matter, right, how it is for other people. You've never failed, and that actually gives you a lot of freedom. You have this beautiful opportunity to be delusional. Because you can still dream that the first man you will be with is going to be the man you spend your life with. You can be so delusional you can dream, and you're actually not delusional because you have never failed. Can you even realize this? Oh wait, I have a song about this too. That was one of the first songs I've ever written, another love song. And then there I sing about this too, that the first man can be my last. And so I'm just trusting, I'm waiting, knowing that there is a man for me, because there must be a reason I've never been in love. There is a reason why you've never been in a relationship. And it's definitely a good one. You're being prepared and protected. And who knows what's coming? I don't know. Of course, I'm not married yet. I can't tell how this will all work out, but I feel it's actually happening for me, and I know it's happening for you too. So, what can you dream about? Think about it. I want you, homework, dream. What is the wildest dream you have? And then think about how this is still very much possible for you, because you haven't experienced something that's the opposite of it. Yes, you've never been in a relationship, but well, that's a good thing. You can still have everything you desire. Okay, so quick recap. You have all this time to prioritize your passions. You can learn and explore so many sides of you. You've never had heartbreak. Just appreciate this. With high respect of anyone who goes through this, just be happy that you don't have to heal from any trauma. Number 3, you can have all this fun dreaming about your dream relationship, and it's not delusional because you've never experienced something that's the opposite of it. And now, as promised, here's why it is a flex. You can have higher standards. Here's why. No man has ever had this level of access to you, your life, your energy, and your body. And it's such a scam to think that you are less than. I know it's so common, and I see that in some friends too. You think no one wants you. That's why you've never been in a relationship. And of course, that's not really attractive. But that's not true. You just don't see the men that want you. I guarantee you. And they're actually not really allowed to be in your life. So it is protection. Here's the reframe I want to give you. You can have higher standards because no man has ever made it. And I had this conversation with an older mentor of mine. He has a lot of qualities I'm looking for in a man, and I asked him if he would be part of my little team and checking on the man that I like in the future. I'm not dating right now, but if there's a man that I like, I ask him, well, would you check on him? Because I believe it's actually a good thing when, you know, family and friends have an eye on the man you're going to spend your life with before you decide to marry him. So I told him I've never been in a relationship. At the beginning, I could tell he was a little bit concerned and a little turned off. But then I told him more about it and why I chose this. And at the end, he said, respect. You're 24. You've never been like intimate with someone. I respect that you keep that standard for yourself, that you only want to be with the man you want to spend your life with. So I got not only his respect, but also I told him, you know, I believe I can have higher standards. Because here's what I think though. When a man finds out that you've already given yourself away for way less than what he provides for you, that will feel very unfair and maybe even rejecting for him. But because no man has ever had this level of access to me, I can have higher standards. And he completely agreed with this. So this is the reframe. It's not that no one wants you, it's you choose to be single because you do, even if you're not conscious about it. You choose to be single because your standard for yourself and the relationship that deep within you desire You're not aware of it, maybe. Maybe you are, maybe you're not, depends on where you're at. Just this desire is the standard you have, you don't even know it. That's the thing with standards, we don't even think about it. It's just so natural. And I guess you really desire this love that's for life. And it is possible for you. So you're choosing this. That's why it's a flex. And the man that you're going to choose, he'd better respect that. And the right man will see you as the ultimate goddess and queen. Because no one has ever touched you. No one has ever been that close to you. And it will be such a gift you have to give. Because fairy tales need role models too. Why not us? Bye.